Welcome everyone to another episode of the Fire Flame podcast. Today we're doing another Talking Pints episode.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Kevin.
Yep, join us with your preferred beverage if you're old enough. I really hope this isn't on YouTube Kids. That'd be bad.
What are you drinking today, man?
I am having Scofflaw. I think I've drank this before on the podcast. Maybe the first
Maybe.
Talking Pints. Double Jeopardy.
You've told me about it for sure.
Yeah, this is one's like my
It's, some,
favorite double IPA.
it's like one of those things that isn't available here, unfortunately. I've looked around. I'm drinking my go-to. I'll give them a free advertisement because it is one of my faves. Ballast Point Sculpin.
Nice.
Cheers, man. All right, let's talk about some interesting shit, dude. What's going on in the world?
Um, we have the NFL Conference Championships tomorrow. Do you have any
Uh,
predictions?
Um, a lot of my predictions so far have not worked out, so I don't think I'm
The
qualified to do
Dolphins.
that. But and yeah, I am bummed because I know you're going for the Lions, right?
hmm
But and
You got
I
the
want to do that
49ers?
for friendship, but I'm more of a 49ers fan. I like a lot of West Coast teams, you know?
That's all right.
Um so I guess in that way it's interesting. Maybe we'll put $5 on it, you know?
I
Um
already have one bet for lunch with one of my boss at work. He's very into gambling, and yeah, he's going for 49ers. I hope the Lions win. It'd be cool to have them in the
yeah.
Super Bowl. They've never made it to the Super Bowl, so
It would be very interesting. I
yeah,
do love a good underdog story, which was why I was kind of hoping for Bills Lions because the Bills are the ultimate underdogs when it comes to the Super Bowl.
yeah.
Still, I gotta recommend this. I always do, but like for you or for anyone listening, check out the ESPN 30 for 30, Four Falls of Buffalo. It's so interesting.
Have the Bills
It'll make you
ever
love.
uh, won a Super Bowl or?
No, that's the whole story of that
Oh,
30
okay.
for 30 documentary. It's their four times getting to the playoffs and going to the Super Bowl and then failing. They
So they
choke under the
at least
pressure
they
every
made
time.
it. Yeah, at least they made it to the Super Bowl. So that's
Yeah, it's like the Academy Awards. It just feels good to be nominated, you know?
yeah.
Um
Yeah,
yeah, but I
tomorrow
really
if
wanted to
they
see.
do win, that I mean just having the Lions at the Super Bowl would be a step up from
Right.
anything they've done in the past since they've been a team.
What was the name of the coach? The Michigan
Oh, Har
Jim
Jim
Harbaugh,
Har yeah,
or
Jim
is
Harborough
I,
or
I don't know if
Harbor.
I don't know. I
I
know he got a gig being the new coach for the
Los
Chargers.
Angeles Chargers. Yeah.
So good for him. That's one of a team we play a lot here in Denver, and one of the teams I don't like a lot. So I'll be seeing a lot of him. He seems like a great guy though. So it'll be cool to see what he does with that organization. He did a great job for Michigan.
Yeah.
Um, and what's the other game?
Chiefs and
Oh,
Ravens.
and the
Ravens are gonna
Ravens.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love Lamar Jackson, so I would love to see him get MVP and a Super Bowl ring. The Chiefs, I know they're America's team now because of certain pop singers, but it's like I don't really like that story. You know, that's not real football to me.
Yeah.
So, also, those guys, they've done it. They've had
They
it
won
happen
last
multiple
year.
times.
So
Yeah, and they played a lot of Super Bowls.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna watch both games and in anticipation. Then next week, I guess we have the Pro Bowl. We have a few Denver Broncos playing in that, including Martin Mims Jr., who's having a great rookie year. Really proud of that kid. He's like so fast. He's just like there was a guy we had a few years ago named Philip Lindsay, who was like a rookie year guy who
hmm
just carried the team. He was like just so full of like momentum, and then you had these other old guys, so you could tell that like there's like Von Miller. All right, that's enough football talk. I know it's not really like 100% like your interest.
Yeah.
Um,
That's fine. Um,
I have an idea for some merch we can make. I think this is
I'm
kind of a
wearing it
cool
right
idea.
now.
Hell yeah, dude. We can make more of these things. If anyone wants one, just you can't just go on a store, unfortunately, online store and buy it. You have to like email me and then tell me your size, and then you have to send me money through PayPal, and then I'll like confirm with you, and then you have to give me. It's gonna be a whole hassle, but we can get you a shirt if you want. It's gonna cost pretty much at cost. We might make $1 on it, Kevin. Actually, we should upcharge them $2 so we each make a buck. Um, But here's my
We,
idea for merch,
I'm
dude.
we just give it away.
Give it away now. Here's my idea for this. Okay, it's an anti-AI device. We're gonna call it the Far Left Lane Podcast Anti-AI Prosthetic Finger. So it's
Okay.
like a little prosthetic sixth finger that you can pop on somewhere, and then when you want to be like, and you're going to a place where you're going to be like photographed, but you want to have plausible deniability that you weren't there,
Mhm.
then you can put this on and you pose in your picture. And now you have six fingers, and you say, well, I mean, obviously that's an AI image. I have six fingers. So let's say you want to attend the next insurrection, for example, but you don't want anyone to, have proof that you were there. You pop that thing on, and then you just kind of wave at the camera, and then you're like, clearly, I wasn't there. I think it's a good idea. And we
That is
have
a
a
good idea.
guy who makes prosthetic things. That was his whole business, one of our friends' fathers.
Oh yeah.
So we have access to this technology. It's going to be the Far Left Lane Podcast's first piece of merch, and I think it's going to change the world.
It's funny you mentioned that. That's actually it's related to one of the topics I was going to discuss for AI. Um,
Perfect.
but we can get to that when we get there. We'll move to the AI section segment.
Yeah, it's weird. My AI segment was just that little idea, and then for something that says bagels AI. I'm not sure what that means.
Well, if that's the case, if that was related to your AI segment, I'll just start talking about this other thing. Have you heard about the University of Chicago? They made some tool for artists to block
Okay.
AI. It basically like before they publish something online, right? Some artwork that they
Mhm.
have, they'll use this tool called Nightshade. It's one of those. I think it's just Nightshade. Um, and it basically like poisons I guess the metadata that's contained in the artwork. So that way,
Okay.
like these, Dolly and other AI artwork chatbots, like when they're scraping the internet, it gives them back bad information.
That's really smart. Okay, I
Yeah.
like that.
Apparently the University of Chicago made it. It's not necessarily new, but I read there's some articles about it this week that were published, and I think they made it back in October of last year, but I never heard about it till recently. But yeah, I thought that was kind
So,
of cool.
is it like scrambling, kind of like the image, like the information of the image?
So that's the
And-
thing. I don't entirely understand. They
Yeah,
it everything that I've read has been like high level. They talk about it poisoning,
yeah,
I guess, like the information that's why I assumed it was like metadata, um, just like information
mhm,
about the image, that that the scrapers can see when they're trying to like look for stuff, look for artwork to try to
right.
copy.
It seems like there's just one tool away to like be like, oh, this is the anti-venom for this poisoned
Yeah,
metadata. Like it seems like there might be a workaround in a couple weeks or months.
yeah, and I think
But I don't
this
understand the technology.
I don't entirely either, but I think it's for people that try to opt out of these. Like I think OpenAI has a way artists can opt out, right, of their art being used by by ChatGPT and Dolly and stuff. Um,
Mhm.
but I think that there's a lot of gray areas where they may not be actually doing that. So
Okay,
that's why I guess this was developed. So
interesting. Nightshader is a cool name, or Nightshade. Either
Nightshade,
one is kind of
yeah, I
cool.
think it's called Nightshade. But
Interesting.
yeah,
I'm
that's all
I'm
I
gonna have
have
to
for
read about
AI.
that. Well, I also have Bagel AI, but we'll never know what that meant. Um,
Bagel AI.
Bagel.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers to Bagels, dude.
So
What's next?
let's talk about Trump. He won the New Hampshire primary this week. I'm having
Right.
deja vu because he won the last primary, and then Nikki Haley. Uh, didn't she do like a almost like a victory speech? She kind of did the same thing
She
this
she,
week,
she
apparently.
said she basically said she was in second place, which weirdly enough
Now she is.
somehow got Ron DeSantis out. I think that's wild that I mean, that's just so clear that he really didn't want to do this,
Yeah.
and he just like he took the first opportunity, which I don't know. It really makes no sense strategically for the second place guy to give up. Trump is going through so many like heavy duty trials. You know, this Jean Carroll woman. It's a
Yeah,
pretty nasty. That's a pretty nasty story. Like something like that could take him out. Um,
I
the
think I think what's worse for trials is going to be the Georgia one and the federal one about January 6th. I
yeah,
know there's some other stuff like the New York one. I think the New York one's kind of silly about him
yeah,
inflating his asses. I don't understand why. I thought that's what most people do when if they try to take out a loan,
right.
they're not going to be like, uh, it, it's all like kind of estimated, right? I don't know.
Right. We talked about this earlier when it
Yeah,
was like the evaluation of Mar-a-Lago was hyperinflated and it's like yeah, but it has a historical context now, so it probably is worth more money. And
yeah,
also it's worth what he can sell it for.
right.
Um but there's so much like nuance to this that I don't know. I guess I don't really understand a lot of it. But what I'm just saying is like his base, I think that there is a breaking point. You know, like something could come out from the Epstein list that is like, oh, because like a lot of people on his side are very much against like sex trafficking and things like kind of like those things. They're like, oh,
Yeah,
everyone in Washington, the Pizzagate, all those things, and Trump stands so against that, but he's also sort of involved in it. It could be anything that could take him down. So DeSantis dropping out and
yeah,
giving Nikki Haley that spot was weird, but I understand it could have been just like he's like, I'm not going to waste you guys' money anymore or time. Also, I don't want this job.
yeah.
He must be so relieved.
I hope this doesn't take anyone off that's a Trump supporter. I know not all Trump supporters are like this, but I think Trump's kind of
Yeah.
right when he said a long time ago that he could shoot somebody like a
Like
and
Homelander.
and
if you watch
and it wouldn't
if you
affect
watch the
people
show The
that
Boys, they
yeah,
basically do that kind of thing
yeah.
where one of the characters who is definitely like kind of
That
a
was the
and
very last episode, right? Season
yeah, and then
3?
the next season is about the trial of Homelander. So it
Mm,
is definitely nearing reality. I think
yeah.
everyone should watch The Boys. If you're a fan of us, you'll like that show. Um, Trump could probably shoot someone on Fifth Avenue, and everyone just say, "Well done." Oh, it's Trudeau clapping. Ah, dude, I gave away the outro. Darn it! All right, that's a teaser. It's a teaser. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Uh Trump, what other things do you have in politics?
I'm calling this the cringiest moment of the week. We gotta figure out how to brand these segments because I don't want to just rip off, last week tonight, John Oliver, like the most
Mm,
ridiculous item of the week. But this is the cringiest political thing of the week. Ben Carson's rap song. Oof, this is rough, dude. Um, there's like a conservative like rap guy. He's got like face tattoos. He's like a white guy with dreads. His name is something McDonald.
okay.
Chris McDonald or David McDonald. I forget his first name, but
Ronald.
look him up.
Yeah.
He owns a popular burger company. No, his name's something like McDonald, and he's like a kind of like white rapper. Um, and he did a collaboration with Ben Carson. It's just so cringy, dude.
What are
I,
they rapping about?
Ben Carson talking points, you
Okay.
know? And the thing about it is when I first heard it, I was thinking, I was like, you know what? Ben Carson, the fast talker, I'm a fast talker, I talk high. I was thinking this might be interesting, kind of like Eminem, like Rap God or
Mhm.
Godzilla, like one of these speed rap songs. It's just not that good. He's not a musician. It's so embarrassing. I can't believe that he would do that. I feel like he's a smart guy. And I can't believe he would put himself in a vulnerable position like this because it's hard to watch. I saw 30 seconds and I was just like,
Well,
I
we're gonna
won't.
have to play it for our 10 subscribers, and myself, because I have
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing, dude. I mean, what other political things? Oh, okay, dude. Let's get in some funny art imitating life. These are like literally like Veep moments in real life.
Mhm.
First one, Jill Biden speaking at a high school about kind of like campaigning for her husband,
Mhm.
but also she's talking about drug abuse and stuff. So she's on stage speaking about, how drugs have affected her family.
Yeah.
We all know what she's alluding to. Well, guess what this school is called? Hunter High. That's like she's got a banner and a podium that says Hunter High, and she's like alluding to like, I know how challenging it is for a family to deal with drug use, and she's at Hunter High. I mean,
Wow.
I thought it was AI generated. I was like, oh, that's very funny and also kind of mean. But it was like, no, this is actually just how not delusional, but like how much they're not paying attention. We got a Trem Trem appearance. Yay! Hi, little one. Do you like the Hunter High segment? Yeah, it was just so funny, dude. If I find a picture online of that, we should pull that up in the episode. Just her, Joe Biden at a podium that says
They
Hunter
could
High.
probably do an SNL skit where they're like talking about it and then they're looking at themselves in like the camera feed and like trying to like step in front of like the sign that says like Hunter High. They're
Yeah,
like,
like once realizing in real
yeah,
time, like, oh, this was a mistake.
yeah.
That would be
That
funny,
is funny
but
that they
SNL would
didn't catch
never
it.
SNL would never do something that's like could potentially backfire on the Democratic Party.
Oh, really? You don't
Yeah,
think they'd
no,
ever?
they're all in on just making fun of
Oh,
Trump and Mike Pence forever. I mean, I haven't watched the show for
I
years,
don't
but
watch it very often unless I see a funny skit, but
I do see all the trending clips, and the cold opens on YouTube, and it's
mhm.
always something that's like should have been done years ago, but they're still doing it just because they can't actually acknowledge our president's old. The vice president kind of she sucks. Um,
Mhm.
okay, here's the other one the other funny moment, or not funny. It's sad. I forgot. I can't make fun of Joe Biden. Make fun of Joe Biden. He was speaking at a campaign event at a brewery and he was slurring his words like I've never heard before. Usually the press secretary she'll say, well, uh, Joe Biden has always had a stutter. He's always had to deal with the stutter. He's not slurring his words. He's not impaired. It's not age. He's dealing with the verbal, ability.
Mhm.
This is him just straight up like just slurring his way through this thing
He's at a
while
brewery, you said?
he's at a brewery. So it's just the look of that is crazy because like
Oh my
also
gosh.
he's a sober for life person, but he seems insanely drunk. And the other thing that's crazy is all the people who just clap for him blindly. It's like anything he says, they're like, yeah. I can't stop doing the Trudeau thing. But it's like just so crazy. Like they say it and they're like, ha 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 ha, ha, thinking it's a joke, but it's like, no, you're laughing for the wrong reasons. This is sad.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, Trump and Biden, two sober presidents in a row. Interesting. And also, both of them were seeing some cognitive decline. They can't really talk normal anymore.
Wait, so
But
Biden
that's, I guess,
Biden doesn't drink? I actually didn't know he was sober.
what's it called? A teetotaler or whatever. He's like, yeah, one of these never drank. I mean, I kind of don't believe it 100%. I think it's like maybe based off of, I guess he said he had an uncle who died when he was young from like cirrhosis of the liver and
Uh-huh.
it affected the family. So he's like, I'm never going to drink. But I don't know. There's a lot of drug and alcohol abuse in the family. I think it's possible. Maybe when he was younger, he's like, I gotta,
Yeah.
I gotta sober up.
I actually
Um,
I've always been doubtful that Trump has never had a drink either.
well, I'm doubtful of that because he owns alcohol companies,
Yeah.
and it seems like that'd be bad business to be like Trump vodka and never test it, try it like once,
Yeah.
um, or to go into that industry if you actually have something against alcohol. He's basically said the same thing as Biden did. He's like, yeah, people in my family have had substance abuse issues,
Hmm.
and for that reason, I'm not into drinking. No one in my family is,
Yeah, I'm sure he's
but I'm
had
into selling alcohol.
I'm sure he's had a glass of wine with his steak and ketchup. He's got to have.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it's hard for me to believe. Maybe it's because I drink a lot, but it is hard for me to believe that people in their 80s who are like, oh yeah, I've just never tried a drug or alcohol in my life. A
Maybe
drug or
maybe they
alcohol.
think they haven't, but just because they don't remember, they've forgotten because they're old. That could be it.
It's
Could be a
possible.
dementia thing.
That would totally make sense. Like I don't want to go down a dark road. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna do
that's
it.
fine. Let's not do that.
Yeah,
And by the way,
I was gonna
you
say,
can say bad things about Biden. We're not SNL. You know
yeah, I
this.
know, but I know, but I did make a promise not to make fun, and I almost just went down a direction where I was definitely gonna be making
Oh,
fun.
okay. I don't
Um,
want you to turn into a mean girl, so we won't do that.
and the clips from the movie theater of this new Mean Girl movie online, like
The
people who went
musical.
to it being like that, people not knowing it was a musical though, are very funny.
Oh,
Like
really?
you'll
I've
see
not
like
seen that.
someone recording like basically the first song in the movie, and the whole audience is like, "Oh, it's a musical." It's so funny, dude. I mean, I really don't understand that approach because it doesn't seem like it needs to be. I think it should have just been
I
kind of like a
thought the same thing.
spin-off,
Yeah.
like a reboot, like spiritual sequel, like have a new group of Mean Girls, maybe like to show like the difference between the modern day Mean Girls, and I don't know, that
I
would have
don't
been more
understand why they
interesting. But
just didn't make a video recording of the live musical, like kind of like they've done this with other stuff, you know what I mean? Like
mm,
Hamilton. Like people knew going in that this is not like a movie called Hamilton. This is a
right,
like a musical play. I don't know.
it's not my favorite genre,
Yeah.
but I do love the OG Mean Girls,
Yeah.
really do.
The only musicals I like are the Muppets. Muppet Christmas Carol, Muppet Treasure Island. I consider those musicals.
Did you know that we talked about Muppet Treasure Island recently?
Yeah.
Love Let Us Here. We're like, what a great song. I forgot to mention, who do you think wrote that song, composed it?
Uh,
I think you'll get it in one guess. Just think about it. Like,
who composed it? John
yeah, who
Williams.
wrote? It's Hans Zimmer.
I didn't know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think I covered politics.
I think
If you
I
want
think
to talk
we're.
about,
Do you want to move on to space? I don't really have much in space besides the fact that you brought up Ingenuity last
oh
week,
yeah,
and they
right,
said this week NASA said that there's a problem with the blade and its mission now is officially over.
right. It did look like for a minute there that they when they got
Connection,
communications like
yeah,
comms back on, they're like, oh, we can maybe do a 73rd flight. Remember what I said? It was they did five.
right,
They designed it for five, and it did 72, and then they had a kind of maybe a rough touchdown,
right,
and then they lost communication. But then I guess they had to do like some diagnostics in one of the blades to clip the ground, so it's
right.
dead.
So it's going
But
to be there
good.
on Mars forever,
Yeah, yeah. It's
unless somebody
if you
scoops it
watch our
up.
if you watch our previous episode where we did a rock guesser, there was a rock that did look suspiciously like Ingenuity drone. You know,
Yeah,
maybe a maybe a little bit of a time dilation happened. It went through a little portal and then it crashed, and I don't know.
anything's
Okay,
possible.
so except for that, that was
Except for-
sci-fi silliness. I need to look at my notes on here on this
Yeah.
because I can't remember some of these details. Actually, you know what? We're doing a space segment. Let me put my German glasses on and okay. So we've talked about Sierra Space before. They're the company that was making the Dream Chaser
Right.
ship in Colorado.
Hmm.
Right now, they're working on something that is very exciting because um, it's it's also interesting the way they talk about this. They're talking about like these modular habitats that
Hmm.
will be a partnership with Orbital Reef, which is one of the Blue Origin projects. Um, so there's not really a specific name for this thing, but they are talking about the classification of this
Hmm.
as being soft goods. They're calling it soft goods because it's like a modular inflatable capsule that
Live in.
that they can send to space, and they can like they have these things called blinking plates, which are kind of like the the standardized size for they can hook up different parts, make airlocks, make windows, make a thing for the ship to dock to, and also this is so much more efficient economically too than the ISS because they can take one third of the volume of the ISS in one launch.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
actually, with three launches, they can completely recreate the size, I guess, the floor plan of the ISS with just three launches. Um,
That's
they
very
talk about
cool.
these. They refer to these as articles when they talk about them. I guess sort of like articles of clothing because they are soft goods essentially,
Yeah.
but they're stronger than steel.
Was it
I
like
think I'm gonna have to.
Kevlar material or something? Or
It might be something because it
I'd
is
be worried about
expandable.
things like I guess you'd have this issue with the space station, but like something orbiting real fast and like puncturing the soft
Yeah,
material. But I guess if it's like bulletproof like Kevlar or something
that's what
similar.
they're claiming. They're saying it's stronger than steel.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's a graphene layer in there. That's possible too. But what's interesting, and I do think I need to send you some screenshots and stuff to pull up at this part because there's some interesting things. Watching their burst test videos, like where they put it to 60 psi, which is the maximum right now,
Hmm.
it's really fun to watch those because these things sort of stretch and it goes. It's really cool. You know what it reminds me of actually is the videos of like kids who are putting rubber bands on watermelons.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen
Yeah,
those?
yeah.
It's just like that. They're like they do that. They put a rubber band. They're like, oh, it's still going. Oh, and then, poof, the burst.
I think that you describing this reminds me of an airbag blowing up.
It's just
It's like
I don't.
we got hit by some debris.
It's an exciting. I know I dumbed it down in the stupidest way, saying rubber
No,
bands and watermelons, but it reminded me of that anticipation of watching it burst.
right.
I thought that it was really cool that they were doing this because like we've talked about orbital reef before. We've looked at some images of it, but it seems so hypothetical to see something tangible. And also, I'm just a sucker for modular shit. Like even as a kid, I've heard from my mom saying that I just like to hook things together in unusual ways.
Mhm.
And then like when I was really into like smoking weed and stuff, I was getting these like modular pieces where I could build like a big giant bong. I love that stuff. I'm a Lego guy. I'm a Lego adult. I like how I dumbed it down again. I did watermelons and rubber bands, and then I did a bong. And scientist Matt is signing off. This isn't really politics, space, AI, but it is like I'm gonna call it confusing cultural phenomenon news. I don't understand. I know you're not gonna understand either, but maybe we can talk this out as adults.
Okay.
What is up with the Stanley Cups?
Oh,
Those like
yeah.
those thermoses that people literally like wait out. They camp out a Target for like to buy
Okay, I didn't
a
know about
pink.
that, but I know about Stanley Cups and
It's a weird cultural phenomenon. I mean, literally around Christmas, I saw videos of little girls. I thought it was actually sweet videos because it was like gratitude was the theme,
mhm.
but it was weird seeing like a little girl get this and open this and be like,
Yeah.
and like it's the weirdest thing, man. I mean, it's a thermos.
So that's similar to I feel like Hydro Flask was another brand that was like popular. I don't understand
It
these
was
viral cups. It's just a
water.
cup.
Water is a weird trend on TikTok, I think. And I think everything in the whole hydration, that like whatever you want to call that lane of TikTok, I don't know. I think also here's my other thing is these things are just they're shitty thermoses made in China, you know?
Yeah.
No collectability at all. I think that they're just doing some targeted ads at like kids. I think also a lot of little girls are getting suckered into this fad
Mm.
of thinking that these thermoses are cool, but it makes no sense to me. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not even like a supply chain issue where it's like oh, it's hard to get one because people like wait out. I saw videos of people like waiting out, camping out all night at Target or Starbucks to get one. Maybe there's some resale value temporarily on eBay. I don't know. To
Yeah.
me, it just seems like the world has gone
I
mad in
don't
a
understand the
thousand different
appeal.
ways.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I was wondering if like maybe your daughter has ever talked to you about this because she seems like she's in the right demographic to be obsessed with Stanley Cups.
Yeah, she's 10. She's never talked about that. She loses water bottles a lot, but we just buy her any brand that
Yeah.
keeps it
Well,
cold.
if she has no interest in those, dude, you are raising her right. I applaud you.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I'll tell her. I'll be like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, it was kind of
Sell
similar with
me
the.
this cup. Like, explain to me why this is
Yeah,
better, and I will easily be able to be like, yeah, this cup that costs a fraction of the price does the same
right.
thing.
It's a weird one, man.
Yeah,
I just
that's
I've tried to understand it, but it's one of those things. I guess I've aged out of understanding that. Also, I think it might be more of a woman trend. It does seem to be like the
yeah,
the so-called water talk.
yeah.
The people that like to make flavored waters and stuff. I haven't really seen. Then again, to be fair, I'm not on TikTok, but these things do work their way over to YouTube and X and stuff.
Right.
So I see the trends. I guess I have my thumb kind of on the pulse of America, but I don't understand it.
Well,
I
to our
think
female audience, let us know in the comments why Stanley Cups are cool or if why you think they're dumb.
Also, if you want a Stanley Cup with far left leaning podcast branding, I think we can do that,
Is that an
and it's
option
only going
from
to
that
cost.
from the site that
I don't know. I think like brands like Custom Ink, I
they have
think
an
that they
option
can
for that?
print on. I think
Yeah,
they can print on anything. Yeah.
right.
Um. So again, what makes it special? If I could just like make my own, it's a weird one. I think I'm gonna order two of those now that I said it.
All right, Matt. What do you say we do a hot sauce tier list?
Heck yeah, dude.
It's,
I love hot sauce, and I really like these tier lists we're doing. It's a pretty fun segment.
yeah, I think it's gonna catch on. Let's do it.
Yeah, maybe other people start doing tier lists now.
Let's do a hot sauce tier list.
All right, man.
Um,
Let's get spicy.
so I know these pictures are pretty small. I will help you if it's difficult to see any. Uh, we're gonna skip this S tier. I'm gonna actually chop that off when I'm gonna like crop it up to A. It doesn't give me an option to remove it, so
I mean, it could be the spicy tier.
we could make it the spicy, but it kind of I feel like we've had a
Yeah.
thing where we've not put it in.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like sticking with. Yeah, let's ignore S and E because those are not real letters.
Oh shoot, this one has an E in it. You're right. I didn't even notice that.
This is like a proper tier list, which we are not proper people.
No. Um, yeah, that's fine. We'll
We
make
could we
do.
could do themes. S can be spicy and E could be eggs, like good on eggs.
We
Or
could,
or
because when I was thinking about this, a lot of these hot sauces, there's only a few that are like bad. I feel like this is going to be a difficult tier list because like a lot of them are just going to be like towards the top, I feel like.
yeah.
Um, all right, so let's start off with maybe some of the uh, ones that I think would be lower.
Okay.
First of all, wait, do you see any in those small pictures that can you make out?
I mean, I can recognize most of them.
Most of them? Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking
There's
we could
certain
do
ones I just can't tell the distinct like which one's which. Like I see there's secret aardvark there, but I
yes.
don't know which ones those are.
Oh, yeah. I
Okay.
intentionally put one really good one and then one that I don't like. I was curious
Okay.
what you think. We'll start with the one that I don't like. So that one's the Secret Aardvark Drunken Garlic.
Is it the black bean based one?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I
Like,
like I like that one on like some dumplings, like a bao bun.
so we should put it on D is what you're saying? D for dumplings.
Or C for Chinese.
We could split the difference, put it on
Or
C.
B for bao. Or A for Asian. Yeah, I do like that one actually. I like it more than the OG,
Oh,
which
really? I
is
I prefer
yeah.
the habanero one's so good to me. Um, what about Chef Paul Magic Pepper Sauce?
I've loved this one most of my life, but kind of the last few times I had it, I was a little bit too much like
Too
sugar
much
water.
sugar? Yeah.
Yeah, sugar water. I I don't know. I still have a special spot in my heart for it,
You want
but
to do B? B
I
tier?
don't have I don't have it currently on hand, and I just don't really think about it that often. So I could even keep it in very mid tier.
I think
I
it should
mean, it
go
does
above. It should go above the. Well,
put it, put it a B then.
I know you like this one, so we'll move this one up.
B for black bean.
Yeah, we'll
C for Chef Paul.
Yeah. See,
I'm making it
this
so stupid and
this tier
convoluted.
list is gonna be yeah. We'll probably have some that we agree on. I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. I see Crystal, and that's like one of my favorites of all time. That was my gateway hot sauce actually.
Really, it's your favorite of all
Yeah,
time.
I think just maybe for like the nostalgia reasons and the
Yeah,
fact that it was the hot sauce that got me in the game.
but we gotta compare it though to the other ones, right? We gotta. Should I put it on
I
the
would
line somewhere, or would you put it up
I
high?
would stick it I would stick it up on A because I'm not gonna say it's the best, but it does have a lot of importance to me.
Okay.
I think that's the wrong one.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Oops.
Crystal is the first one like in
Yeah.
the batch I see.
Now I can't see the pictures.
I
It
don't know
was
which one you just pulled out. That might be
I
like Texas Pete.
um. That's actually I think it's Louisiana brand. Hang on. I have some bigger.
Oh, okay.
No, that maybe that is. No, Texas Pete's actually right here. All right, let me grab Crystal.
Okay.
All right. Now, what was the one that I had here? This is
I think you're right. I think it's a Louisiana,
it's
like the
Louisiana brand. Yeah, that's the
right.
name of the brand, and it's a Louisiana hot sauce.
I don't know. I'm indifferent on that one. I
I
looked
think
at Louisiana brand habanero is like
is it
that's
good?
another one, an important sauce from my childhood. But the just regular one, I don't know. I don't really have any strong feelings.
Let's throw it. We'll throw it down here.
Okay.
C or D on the line. I'll put it on the line. All right. Secret Aardvark. I know you said you like the other one
I
better.
like that. No, I like them both. I think the black bean one is it's almost barely even qualifies to be a hot sauce. It's just more of a condiment that I would use in
Yeah,
other ways. So I don't mind switching those around because the other one is more traditional hot sauce. Um,
gotcha. I think we discussed this before, and I remember you saying now that I'm having flashbacks of you saying that you liked it.
yeah,
Um, and I totally forgot. I just remember having it. I was like, this is not very good. I just didn't like it, and maybe I was treating it like a hot sauce, you know?
yeah. See, I would never put that on like a quesadilla or like a lot of things that I would put the other one on.
Right.
Um, yeah, I'm cool with putting it behind it, but I still think it's an interesting sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing next?
So, all right, I got one that I like a lot. I think it's
Peri Peri,
yeah, the peri
African
peri
Rhino
African
or
Rhino.
whatever.
Yep.
That's a great one. That's Firehouse. So
Kalahari.
F for Firehouse. No, that one's pretty high. That's a good
That's a spice.
sauce.
It's a spicy, tasty, delicious.
Yeah.
We don't. We could shuffle these around. Um,
Yeah. I agree though. It's a more top tier sauce for sure.
what about Marie Sharp Smokin' Marie? Got that
Oh,
one right
like
here.
that's the one you got me for Christmas, and I really like it a lot. But it's. Do you have another Mary Sharp on there, or is it Marie or Mary? It's probably Marie.
I would
Um,
say Marie, but
I
I don't.
think the other Marie Sharps are I like more,
I love
but
This is the one that has carrots as the first ingredient. It's the
yeah,
habanero garlic one. That one is my favorite.
I love that. I love that. Yeah,
I'm gonna stick it up here.
I love Belizean sauces are easily going to be top tier for me.
Yeah, I'll stick it up here.
Um,
All right. What about? I know you love this one too, and I like it a lot. The pick a
Picka
pepper.
pepper.
Pick a pepper.
Yeah, let's put that on G for grandfather. My grandpa. I'm just gonna keep using that same reference.
Yeah,
The
it's
letter
not really
according.
spicy, but I feel like this can be used on more foods than that black bean one.
They're similar though, because they're kind of on the line of are these hot sauces or is it a steak sauce or is it
Yeah,
a marinade?
it is similar. You're right.
Right. But I really like Pecca Pepper. Um, Shout out Grandpa. Uh, what else do we have here?
We have the Tabasco, the kind that you were talking about. I think in
Oh,
our
Family
condiment.
Reserve.
Yeah, the Family
That's a
Reserve one.
that's a really good one.
Where would you put
I don't
that?
think I don't think you would like it as
Okay.
much as I do, so I would put that on the A/B line. And also, if it was Tabasco versus the Family Reserve, I'd put the Family Reserve probably a little lower because this one uses like white wine vinegar. And I remember you said
Oh,
you didn't really
okay.
care for that in like Dijon. Um,
Yeah. Although
but no,
yeah.
if that's just kind of like let's call that like a surrogate for Tabasco as a whole.
Hmm.
But that being a very special one that I like, I'd still give it an extremely high score. So I think that's fine for now.
Okay.
Um,
Frank's
okay.
Red Hot. I like this
I
one a
mean,
lot.
that is such a classic old school important sauce. I mean,
Would you put it by Crystal?
I would. I mean, I would
Above?
probably. Yeah, I think I would.
I would
I
put it
think I'd
above.
probably put it below Crystal. Oh, you put it above.
Oh, I thought you were saying above.
Let's leave it. Let's leave it there for now, and we can figure out the
Yeah.
final
I
assembly
actually don't
once
have
we
the
get everything on
nostalgia
board.
with Crystal. I think it's a fine hot sauce, but it's not for me. It's
Yeah,
like I don't know. A lot of them taste similar.
it's
A lot of the Louisiana ones, the cayenne.
right. Well, they're all the same thing. They're all just peppers, vinegar, salt.
Yeah.
Simple three ingredient sauces. The only difference with Frank's is they have a bunch of garlic powder in there. Um, Otherwise, pretty much they're all very similar.
You know, as the
But
kids
yeah, I
say,
mean Buffalo,
it's fire.
the state of Buffalo wings, just it wouldn't be like the same without Frank's hot sauce. It's very important. Also, I just really do love that on a quesadilla.
Yeah.
Um,
We
It's not
got
very spicy, but it is flavorful.
Melinda's. This is
I
this version. Hold on, I will tell you. Melinda's habanero extra hot.
I like Melinda not as much as Marie Sharp.
Totally
Um,
agree. What are you thinking? A or B?
as long as it's behind Marie Sharp, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. I know we said we weren't going to use the S tier, and then I started putting them up, just because I feel like the our tier system this week is not going to be like normal weeks,
Yeah, well, it's
because we
cool
got an E in the
to
middle of it.
switch it up.
Yeah.
Um, I don't recognize that one to
This one?
on the right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the one that you got me. The Apollo Last Dab.
Oh, I'd put that pretty low, actually. I'm sorry I gave you that one. It's like the worst of the last
You
dabs.
you gave me some good ones too. Where would you put? You put it at the lowest out of
I would I would actually put this. I wouldn't say anything here. I'm gonna give an F because I love hot sauce, but
yeah,
I'd put it at like an E.
any.
Yeah, let's put something in that category.
Okay.
It just doesn't even follow the whole model of what the last dab is because uses distillate and it uses I don't know, like that's just the la-
it was very spicy.
it's spicy, just not in a great way because the other last dabs have
Yeah.
like a bunch of turmeric and ginger, garlic. They're just totally different flavor.
Right.
I don't know. This one's all about the heat,
All right.
not the flavor. So
Well,
we
we
can
have
even put it at
another
F if you want.
one though that's from them,
What's
from Hot
that one?
Ones. This is the Los Calientes.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, I like this one too.
Um, the only reason I wouldn't put that super high is because I think it's overpriced.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
like because it's not super hot. It doesn't have a whole lot of special unique ingredients. It's good, but it's just
Mhm.
like it's like $15 for that bottle. I mean, literally, I would say it's about the same level of quality and interestingness or uniqueness as a lot of those cheaper like top tier ones. So
Right.
I would put that in the middle for sure.
Like a B tier, C tier.
Give it a C.
Okay. All right. So these are ones I remember having a lot when we lived in Nashville together.
Yeah,
So these
I,
are
I
yeah,
I have a
El
lot of feelings
Yuca,
about these actually. El Yucateco.
El
Um,
Yucateco, the green and the red habanero. I
so
remember.
I'll
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll tell you quickly why I'm gonna say I've fallen out of love with
I
these.
don't buy these
Is
ever.
I don't care for them anymore because of the food coloring in them.
Oh, the
They
food
make them
coloring.
like
It reminds me of
they
Shrek ketchup, the green ketchup that when the Shrek
yeah,
movies were coming out, the green one especially. But yeah, they do look very, very fake, and then it does affect the flavor. I feel like it's like
it does. I feel like it has almost a metallic-y quality from the amount of food coloring they put in it. I know it pops on the shelf, but I just don't like that stuff anymore. And what's weird is it used to be one of my favorites when I was in Vero Beach, Florida as a kid. I'd ride my bike to this Mexican grocery store to
hmm
buy El Castillo, and then they stopped selling El Castillo, and these guys they're like, hey, little gringo, if you want some spice, and they recommended that.
yeah,
I loved it at the time. But then over the years, I feel like quality has dropped. It's gotten more comic book colory, and
yeah.
it like I said, it has some kind of metallic quality to me that I just can't. I can't. I don't know.
No, I
I'm fine
agree.
with
I
I'm
uh
fine with punishing those. What were you gonna say?
I actually I was gonna say I used to like it a long time ago because I think that was like the only habanero sauce that I had access to at Walmart. There wasn't
Right.
that many options when we'd go grocery shopping. But but yeah, no, I totally agree. I don't like those anymore. I picked those intentionally for the list so that way we had some stuff to spread out.
That
Um,
was good strategy.
what about
Good
Texas Pete?
gamesmanship. I don't really like it.
I've only ever had it when I get these little like, restaurants that have the little packets. There's some
Oh
like fast
yeah, I
food
forgot.
places that's like, oh, I'll grab some of these, but I never buy Texas Pete. Um, I don't think it's F tier. I feel like it's D tier. I don't know.
I'd give it a D. Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Um, yeah, it is in the similar category to like the Louisiana style, just being pepper, salt, vinegar.
Yeah,
But
it's not
for
special.
some reason, it's maybe it's the the ratio of salt and pepper. Something about it just turns me off a little bit. And it's also one of those ones I used to like more as a kid because I feel like you'd see it on a lot of restaurant tables, or
Yeah.
that would be like but it's just okay.
I should have
Um,
I should have got some sriracha options, but the Texas Pete sriracha is actually pretty good. I like that
oh
one
yeah,
and the Tabasco sriracha.
I love Tabasco sriracha. Yeah,
Yeah. They actually have they have similar flavor, like a smoky flavor to them. So,
cool, cool, cool,
all
cool.
right. The last one, Valentina, and then we'll have to organize a couple of these. Mexican hot
Um,
sauce. I know both
I
of
don't know
us
if
like
you
this
know,
one.
no, I don't know if you know this about me. This is my favorite Mexican hot sauce. Um, I really like the black label one, which is spicier. But
Okay. I don't
this is
think I've
probably
ever had that.
that's the more standard one you'd see almost every Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
It's so good, dude. It makes my mouth water just thinking of it. It's also so difficult to replicate at home. Something about their process is kind of like Tabasco. They have like a very unique industry secret going on.
It's the
It's called
containers that they brew the sauce in. They've never washed it.
yeah, it's like old cast iron pan. Like
It's
it's
seasoned.
adding to it. Yeah. Yeah, they call that tamazula sauce in Mexico, and I tried the tamazula,
Hmm.
and it tastes a little bit different, but it also comes in like a Chef Paul bottle, the original Valentina in Mexico. It's like a thin, tall bottle, like just like Chef Paul,
Oh,
and then they give you like those tankard shaped ones in America and call it Valentina. But I don't know how interesting that was. Just extra detail. I feel like it's interesting.
yeah.
Anyway, okay, let's get into a final assembly from the
Yeah.
bottom up. I'm cool with punishing El Yucateco for the food coloring.
Hmm.
For food coloring. um, what's that? What's the E one? I can't. I
Is
can't.
the yeah, I know it's so tiny. That
That's the
is
last
the
tab.
last stab Apollo.
Yeah, let's keep that there if you're cool with that. Just because it's really not. I don't think it's what the last dab is.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's very very spicy. That's not like I feel like the flavor. It's not. I don't know. There's not much to it. It does taste like capsaicin extract to me.
yeah, it's lacking
I
a
don't like
lot.
things hot just for the sake of hot. I like it. I like the flavor. So,
Completely agree. I'll cheers to that.
cheers.
Okay.
The one that's
You want to text?
edging is Louisiana on C and
Um,
D.
I would be okay with moving that down to D, but still keeping it above Texas Pete
Okay.
because I think we're gonna move other things down. Um, yeah, like see, I think we can maybe bump up the El Caliente.
Oh, what just happened? Hang on. I think
Is the episode over? Is that the end of the episode? What happened?
oh my God. I think this stupid app, I think it crashed. We've just been talking about hot sauce for 17 minutes. Oh
Oh
my
no.
gosh. Hang on.
Maybe it saved something.
I don't
I
think
don't
it
know what
did,
the app
dude.
is.
Fuck. Yeah, it's some generic app I got online. I was using it earlier and it seemed to work fine. Maybe this could just
All
be
right.
part of the episode. We'll just do it.
I'm cool with that. A little technical difficulty is kind of endearing. We're showing the charm of how we're still figuring this out.
Yeah,
Okay, all we to do though is we have to I think next week we need to pull up a screenshot of where we were at in the episode. So save that, and then we can like discuss sort of maybe like when they do in the newspaper they like say, oh, we need to make a correction
Mhm.
for what they call that. Um, yeah, we'll follow up next week. Let's all right, let's call it here. Let's go to the next segment. Um, you want to talk about Canada?
Let's do it.
All right, dude, let's talk about our neighbors to the north. Um, there's a really weird thing going on in Quebec right now where the police in Quebec are telling people to stop posting ring videos of package thieves because it violates their privacy. Posting a video of them without their permission.
Okay, so we're concerned about
The
thieves
thieves. Yeah.
and we're
The
scared
thieves
about the
are
deterrents doing what they're supposed to do. That's the reason why people have video doorbells for the most part. Some of it's to so
well,
they don't have to they can communicate
This is specifically happening in Quebec, and it makes no sense. That's why I'm calling it the most backwards news story of the week. Um, if someone goes on your property and they steal your property, don't you have a right to post that video and say, this guy's a piece of shit?
Yeah, this is as dumb as that one episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where the somebody like robs um why am I'm blanking on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Larry David's like house and they're leaving and they like injure themselves, they fall into his pool and then they sue
Oh
him for not
yeah,
having a fence around the pool.
a fence around the pool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it is
just
very
as
similar.
stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
Also, California politics and Canada politics, they do have that weird thing of protecting the wrong person, the wrong party. I
Yeah.
don't get it, man. But Canada does weird stuff. Another quick little tidbit that I read: Greenland, which I think is technically kind of its own thing,
Hmm.
but it's a neighbor of the North, right? They're doing a really weird thing where they're selling glacier ice to the United Emirates, Dubai. You know,
Yeah.
so they're taking big chunks of ice, putting them on barges, and taking them over there so people can have cocktails with glacier ice. In a country that really has strict rules on alcohol, like you have to have like a license to even drink in Dubai, you know, and you're
Yeah.
not allowed to be Muslim either. So this is the most backwards news story besides the other one because like we're talking about all these like green initiatives and climate issues, but now we're shipping glacier ice to the Middle East so they can have fancy drinks.
Dude, this reminds me of a previous episode we did where we were talking about the Colorado River, the water, trying to like limit the use of water, right? And there was that one,
Right.
I can't remember, it was a Middle Eastern
It,
country,
it was Saudi
Saudi
Arabia,
Arabia,
and
that's right.
they were buying tens of thousands of acres of land in Arizona to grow alfalfa to feed their cows
Yeah.
because they have water restrictions in the Middle East. So they're like, we'll do it in America. The land's cheap. There are no water restrictions, and then we'll just kind of crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Um,
Some of these rich Middle Eastern countries, they just need to, well, I guess for the water thing, they just need to like invest in like desalinating plants or whatever.
yeah,
Am I saying that right?
yeah, they should.
Desalination?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that both of those work. Um, well, I don't have any more things I can. Well, I could probably make fun of Canada some more, but you know what, dude? I think it was a good episode. I think we should do a Trudeau clap our way out of this
Yep.
thing.
We're gonna
Um,
show the video real quick, just so our viewers know what we're
yeah,
doing.
for
And
context, this is if you live in Canada, this is your dude getting very excited about women's hockey, and I'm very excited about this episode. So
thanks for watching.